This video was incredibly hard.
That's what she said.
What is up, Finn fans? You read that title correctly. I'm going to be ranking the top 10 quarterbacks since Dan Marino retired. Before we jump into that, I listened to you guys in the comment section for the last video, and I'm probably going to switch up the intro here and there every once in a while, just keep things up, make things spicy, because I do still really like the old logo. A lot of work went into that one as much as a lot of work went into this one, and they're both very Doug-esque, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to keep them both. I don't know which one I play for this one. It's going to be a surprise every time. Also, if you are a Patreon or if you are a member, I have put out a new video, and members, if you look at your tier list, I think it's the undefeated tier, get special exclusive videos. So you guys are going to be expect a video either tonight or tomorrow. And then obviously tomorrow, Jalen Waddle is going to be on Tyreek Hill's podcast, so we are going to react to that. It says it's coming out at 7. We'll see if it actually comes out at 7. And like I said yesterday, if it comes out at 7 and my wife and me aren't doing anything, and she's like, look, I'm going to read my book, I'll make a video, then I'll make the video at 7. If not, you'll probably see it later on in the night like I did with the 201. But let's jump into this video. We can all thank Level 2 Noob for this video. He suggested doing the top 10 quarterbacks since Dan Marino retired. Again, I read all of your comments, so if you have any video suggestions, if you have any videos you want me to react to, any of that stuff before training camp starts, because once training camp starts, a ton of training camp content, comment them below. I love all your comments. I love all your suggestions, especially to make the channel better, all that stuff. I listen to all you guys. So Level 2 Noob, this one's for you, my dude. So yeah, we're gonna be breaking down the top 10 quarterbacks since Dan Marino retired, and this one might be bittersweet, and this one might be depressing AF. Don't look that up if you're a child. But since when Jacoby Brissett started for the Dolphins, week 3 against the Raiders, he was the 23rd quarterback to start since Dan Marino retired in 1999. It was the 1999 season. He retired in 2000. Fun fact, one of you guys at the MetLife takeover last year gave me this newspaper. I haven't taken it out of the plastic. It's when he retired. March 14th, 2000. I love you guys. You guys give me the coolest things. I'm telling you. All the stuff behind me is all the stuff you guys give me. So, yeah, there's been 23 quarterbacks since 2000 to start for the Miami Dolphins. And I did my damnedest to break down what I thought was the top 10 of those 23. And it was difficult. It was very difficult. I actually don't have a number 10. And I'm going to talk about that. So let's jump into this. I'm beating around the bush. Let's jump into this. Number 10. I don't know. They're bad. Joey Harrington, 5-6 record, only played 1 season for us. Cleo Lemon, AJ Feely. Who else? Dante Culpepper, Trent Green, Ray Lucas, Brock Osweiler, Jacoby Brissett. Who would be number 10? Like John Beck, AJ Feely. It's like who would be number 10? I have no idea. Josh Rosen. They're bad. They're all so bad. Ronnie Brown. I should put Ronnie Brown in number 10. He had a 91.3 passer rating. Like GP Lossman was a Dolphin quarterback. He never started though, so he wouldn't be on that list. But the amount of quarterbacks that started for the Dolphins, Sage Rosenfeld, Brian Griese, I'm missing one. And one of you guys even said it on Twitter, and I'm missing one, and I can't. His name is just right on the tip of my tongue. We drafted him in the second round when Bill Parcells was our czar, and I can't think of his name, and I don't even want to look it up. He got knocked out. I think it was against the Steelers. I'm gonna find it. Tyler Thigpen was our quarterback. Pat White. I found it. Pat White. Number 10 is just... I could only find 9 quarterbacks out of the... And you might say to yourself, Doug, really? Brock Osweiler was pretty decent. He was all right. Brock Osweiler had a 2-3 record. He had a pretty decent passer rating of 86. Threw for 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You could put Brock Osweiler at 10, I guess, if that tickles your fancy. Maybe even Joey Harrington. He had a horrible passer rating of 68.2. He had a 5 and 6 record. He had more interceptions, 15 to touchdowns, 12. Cleo Lemon, 1 and 7. No, I wouldn't put him there. It's like, but so we're getting past number 10. So number 10 was just it's like, ugh. So we're getting past number 10. We're going to number 9. My number 9 quarterback since Dan Marino retired. And again, I expect backlash. I expect people to have a different opinion. I expect people to have a different list. And I expect people's top 5 to be completely different than mine, which it should, right? But my number 9 is Jay Cutler. Yeah, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler is my number 9. And I would have had him higher because he wasn't bad, right? 6 and 8 as a starter, 2,666 yards, 19 touchdowns. So his passer ratings ranked 13th up. I'm going to give you guys the all-time Dolphin passer ranking. So his passing yards of 2,666 was 13th all-time, 19 touchdowns, 12th all-time, 14 interceptions, 15th most all-time. He got a quarterback rating of 80.8, which isn't bad. I would have had Jay Cutler higher if he cared. If that makes any sense to you, right? Jay Cutler only started for the Dolphins because of a freak injury to Ryan Tannehill, and he was boys with Adam Gase. And he was getting paid $10 million. Because other than that, he would have stayed in the broadcast booth. So he didn't care. He was like, whatever, I'm getting paid $10 million. I'll play football. I don't give a crap. And that's why I have him at 9. If he actually cared and if he actually wanted to play football for the Dolphins, I think he would have done better, and I think he would have stayed with the team, and I think he would have been higher on my list. But the fact that he just didn't care, there's literally the meme of him smoking a cigarette, is why I have him at 9. 80.8 passer rating isn't too bad, but he didn't care. So, number 9 from me. My number 8 quarterback, since Dan Marino retired, is Gus Frerotte. He had a winning record, 9 and 6. He had 2,996 passing yards, 12th, better than Jay Cutler. He had 18 touchdowns, ranked 13th. He had 13 interceptions, ranked 7th most, which, geez Louise. And he had a 71.9 passer rating. Not great. But it was the 9 and 6, right? Nick Saban, quarterback. I remember Gus Frerotte. If you are around my age, which is around, I'm going to be turning 35, and you know about Gus Frerotte, you know Gus Frerotte from his time with Washington when he ran into the wall and knocked himself out. He wasn't that bad of a quarterback for us, but he wasn't that good, right? He was a place filler. We never really found a legit quarterback around this time. That's why I have him in number 8, right? Gus Frerotte. My number 7 quarterback, and this one we drafted. This one, some people defended him. I remember just hearing a lot of people didn't, not a lot, but a good amount of people were done with this guy, and a lot of people defended this guy. That's Chad Henne. 13 and 18 win record, 7,114 passing yards, 5th all-time among quarterbacks for the Dolphins, 31 touchdowns, 8th all-time, 37 interceptions, which is 7th most, and a 75.7 quarterback rating. Now, the reason, again, Jay Cutler numbers, especially when it came to his quarterback rating, is better than Gus Frerotte and Chad Henne, but he didn't care. Whereas Chad Henne, that man actually tried. And I remember some games where you were like, wow, this guy, he could be pretty decent. Like the Monday night game against the Jets when we were wearing our orange jerseys, and I think it was 4th down, or I don't remember what the down was, and Wildcat, my brain is shutting off. Ronnie Brown took it in, we won the game. I remember certain games where I'm like, all right, this guy, he could be something, and then no. He could, and then he went to the Chiefs, and he might still be playing, in all honesty. But that is my number 7 quarterback. Now, my number 6 quarterback, this is where some people might be like, what? My number 6 and my number 5 quarterbacks were hard for me to pick. And I went with the way I went, and I'll tell you why. My number 6 quarterback since Dan Marino is retired is, and I can't wait for the comment section, Tua Tagovailoa. Yep, Tua Tagovailoa, 13-8 record, 4,467 passing yards, 9th all-time among Dolphin quarterbacks, 27 touchdowns, 10th all-time among Dolphin quarterbacks. I lost him. Nope, 15 interceptions, 12th highest, and an 88.8 quarterback rating, which is on this list. That is the third best quarterback rating on my list right now. And I have him 6th. Why do I have him 6th? Because he has a lot of room to grow. We all know my thoughts and feelings, and I'm going to give you my expectations on Tua Tagovailoa. I think he can be really good. I think he can. He just got to put together and got to be more consistent. And we'll see if he can with a good team around him and finally has an offensive line. But yeah, he's my number 6. I think, only playing, 21 games, having the 9th most passing yards among quarterbacks, the 10th most passing touchdowns is a very good sign. And let's see what he does this year. But he's my 6th quarterback since Dan Marino has retired. My 5th quarterback since Dan Marino retired, and this was a big debate. I think this was a big debate with Omar Kelly. This was a big debate with Big O. This was Tyreek Hill even brought this up. My number 5th quarterback is Matt Moore. Yep, I went with Matt Moore. For me, it was 6 and 5. I was like, do I want to put Tua above Matt Moore? Do I want to put Matt Moore above Tua? And I put Matt Moore above Tua. He had an 8-9 record, 4,298 passing yards, which was 10th, a little bit below Tua Tagovailoa, but he played less games. So that's kind of why I put him at 5. 29 touchdowns, which is 9th, 19 interceptions, 10th most, and an 86 quarterback rating. So about 2.8 points below Tua, and he played less games, right? He only played 17 versus Tua's 21. And the reason I put him, from my perspective, above Tua Tagovailoa is he helped the Miami Dolphins get to a playoffs. In 2016, when Ryan Tannehill went down against the Cardinals, he came in and he helped this team get to the playoffs. Without the way he played in Buffalo, without the way he played, he would not have this team. Like if it was, like, say we had Joey Harrington, Cleo Lemon, AJ Feely, Jacoby Brissett as our backup when Tannehill went down, we're not making the playoffs. And we clinched the playoffs in Buffalo on Christmas Eve. Like, that game was just so good. And then, unfortunately, we went into Pittsburgh completely unprepared, not having the right cleats. He gets knocked out. But that's why I have him at 5, because of what he did in 2016. That's why I have him at 5. My number 4 quarterback. My number 4 quarterback since Dan Marino retired is the bearded wonder, the man who retired this year, Ryan Fitzpatrick. 9-11 record, 5,620 passing yards, 7th most among Dolphin quarterbacks, 33 touchdowns, 7th most among Dolphin quarterbacks, 21 interceptions, that is the 9th most among Dolphin quarterbacks, and an 89 passer rating. Less games than Tua, less games than Matt Moore. No, more games than Matt Moore. 1 game less than Tua, and drastically more passing yards, touchdowns, and his QBR is better. So he was in a situation, and he played well for the Dolphins in 2019. I called this when the Dolphins signed Ryan Fitz in 2019, and everyone kept saying, Dolphins are tanking, Dolphins are tanking, Dolphins are tanking. If they wanted to tank, they would not have went out and signed Ryan Fitzpatrick, because he's going to win you games, and he helped them win those 5 games. If the Dolphins really wanted to tank, and, you know, Chris Greer and Brian Flores and all that wanted to tank, they would have stayed with Josh Rosen, and they would have rode with him, and they probably would have lost more games. But they brought in Fitz, and Fitz is going to win you games on his own, and that's what he did. And then you look at 2020, right? Comes in against the Patriots, throws 3 interceptions. We have the Bills, lost that one in a very close one. Comes Thursday night, it was the beard versus the mustache. Then the Seattle game. So at the point of going into San Fran, 1-3. And some of those games, like the Patriots game and the Seattle Seahawks game, Fitz played a bad game. Could not score a touchdown against the Seattle Seahawks, who had one of the worst defenses, and threw 3 interceptions against the Patriots. We should have won both of those games. The Bills game, that was a hard-fought game, lost by 3, and obviously we won the Jaguars game. And at that point, right, after the Seattle game, people were clamoring for him to get benched. And then he comes out, blows out the 49ers, and then he blows out the Jets. So I have him at 4 because of how well he played in crappy situations, how well he played on a crappy team. So he is my number 4 quarterback since the Miami Dolphins, since Dan Marino retired. Now we're top 3. And I didn't name certain names. And to me, these 3 quarterbacks, you could put, it's all preference. You can put them wherever you want to put them to your preference. But for me, my number 3 quarterback since Dan Marino retired is Jay Fiedler. He had a 36-23 record, 11,040 passing yards, 4th all-time with the Miami Dolphins, 66 touchdowns, 4th all-time with the Miami Dolphins, 63 interceptions, 4th most with the Dolphins, and a 76.8 passer rating. Jay Fiedler is the last quarterback to bring this Dolphins to win a playoff game against the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of people in my comment section, when I talk about Jay Fiedler, when I bring up Jay Fiedler, are like, oh, he sucks. Oh, I never liked Jay Fiedler. Jay Fiedler, this, Jay Fiedler. I liked Jay Fiedler, especially that block he did where Ricky ended up taking it to the other side of the field, and he was like, I got you, Ricky, and he ran out and he took the guy out in front of him so Ricky could run in for a touchdown. I like Jay Fiedler. Jay Fiedler is one of those like hard-nosed, tough quarterbacks. Did he make stupid plays? Did he make stupid mistakes? Of course. Did he cause Ricky to potentially retire early? Probably. If you don't know the story, Ricky essentially, one of the reasons he retired was because they were going to run that man into the ground. And instead of going out and getting him a quarterback, I think they stuck with Jay Fiedler another year, and he was like, great, you're going to run me into the ground. But to me, when you look at the way the wins he has, 36-23, his stats and all that stuff, to me, he is the 3rd best quarterback since Dan Marino retired. Now we got 2 quarterbacks left. And you know who these 2 quarterbacks are, so it all depends on your preference. And to me, the 2nd best quarterback since Dan Marino retired is Chad Pennington. He had a 12-8 record, 4,085 yards, which was 11th most ranked in Dolphin quarterbacks, 20 touchdowns, 11th ranked in Dolphin quarterbacks, 9 interceptions, 19th ranked. It's a very good touchdown to interception ratio, and a 94.5 quarterback rating. That is the best on my list. The 2nd best on my list is Fitz. The 3rd best on my list is Tua Tagovailoa. So that's Chad Pennington for you. The reason I have Chad Pennington 2nd, and the reason I have Chad Pennington so high, right? He only played 1.5 seasons. He came back that 2nd year, and then he got injured. The reason I have him so high is because he took the Dolphins to the playoffs. Is because we won the division with Chad Pennington. That season, that 2008 season, is one of my favorite seasons that I got to see, because we went from 1-15, and then the preseason's about to start. The Jets get Brett Favre. They move on from Chad Pennington, and Chad Pennington comes to the Dolphins. And I'm like, well, look at this. I hated this man for so long. Let's see what he can do. And we just started winning. Sorry, we didn't start winning. We kind of faltered a little bit. Then we incorporated the Wildcat, and then we started winning. But it was just fun watching this team with him at the helm. Did he have a rocket arm? Was he going to throw 50, 60-yard bombs? No. No one really ever does. People got to take that out of their heads. But he was a game manager. He was accurate, and he was intelligent. And to me, he is the second best quarterback since Dan Marino retired. My number one quarterback since Dan Marino retired. And you could disagree. But it's Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill has a 42-43 record as a quarterback, 20,434 passing yards. That is third among Dolphin quarterbacks. The only people ahead of him are Dan Marino and Bob Greasy. 123 touchdowns, third. The only people ahead of him, Dan Marino and Bob Greasy. And 75 interceptions, third most. That is something that's not good, and then he has an 87 quarterback rating. Ryan Tannehill, as much as we gave him crap and as much as some of us wanted to move on from him, was a good quarterback for us. Now, he doesn't have a winning record as the Dolphins quarterback, but he was efficient, right? Look at what he's doing in Tennessee. He was and I said this when the Dolphins traded him, that he's not a bad quarterback. You can go back and watch the video. I constantly brought it up, and I got so much flack for it in the comment section. He's horrible. He's garbage. What are you talking about? He's not a bad quarterback. He's not. And look at what he did in Tennessee. He just needed things around him to make him better. So he goes to Tennessee. He's got a run game now. His defense is good. He starts winning. Number 1 seed. Ryan Tannehill isn't that bad of a quarterback. And to me personally, I think he is the best quarterback since Dan Marino retired. A lot of people could say it's a good toss-up between him and Chad Pennington. I think Tannehill takes the nod just because of how long he was with the team and how well he did play. Again, Chad Pennington, his first year, took the team to the playoffs. We got completely destroyed by the Ravens. But was it just him, or was it a combination of the Wildcat and the defense? And so, to me, Chad Pennington, Ryan Tannehill is the number 1 quarterback since Dan Marino retired. And that's my list. Comment below. What do you guys think? You hate it? Do you love it? If you find it different, right, give me your top 10. I'm very interested to see your top 10, especially who you have ranked 10th. I couldn't pick one. Trent Green, Ray Lucas, like I said, Brock Osweiler, Jacoby Brissett, Damon Heward, AJ Feely, Cleo Lemon, Joey Harrington. There's so many. Comment below. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the reaction to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill's podcast. But on that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.